What's going on? We back here on Past Speaks. And I came across the video from the infamous Jason Whitlock and Jason Whitlock clips. The title of the video is Juju Watkins is the next big thing in the WNBA. And I completely agree with that. I don't follow women's college basketball or the WNBA like that. But I have seen Juju Watkins play once this year and she was doing her thing. And the only time I really watch women's basketball is when the women's NCAA tournament starts, or there's just somebody notable playing, especially in the WNBA. I watch some WNBA games, but I'm not really into them like that. And if there's somebody notable playing, I'll give it a peek or I'll watch it. But I'm just not somebody that's just gonna watch, random women's basketball games, especially the WNBA. And if I am, I more so would prefer to watch college women's basketball, if I do watch women's basketball. But nonetheless, Juju Watkins is having a great year for the USC Lady Trojans. Now, her freshman year, she averaged 27 points a game, 1 block, 2.3 steals, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. This year, her sophomore year, she's averaging so far 24.4 points a game, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. So for her career so far at USC, she's averaging 25.9 points a game, 1 block, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. So she's doing an awesome job in college basketball, women's college basketball. I don't understand why she hasn't got the hype that she deserves. And it seems like, once coming off the hype that Caitlin Clark got, they would follow a player like this sooner and hype her up earlier than, her having to prove herself, so to speak. Because Caitlin Clark's ascension came in the 2023 NCAA tournament, really. She was doing good before. She was doing good and she was getting attention. But she didn't really reach the status she's at now until that 2023 NCAA tournament when she led the Iowa Lady Hawkeyes to the NCAA championship, which I think was some bullshit. And it was a conspiracy, or the NCAA and the referees conspired to get Caitlin Clark to the national championship, and they did it 2 years in a row. Get the fuck out of here. Caitlin Clark is a good player. She's not that good to me. She's not anything special or anything I haven't seen before. And the Iowa Hawkeyes definitely weren't that good of a team, man. Stop. Now, I know she broke the women's scoring record, and that's great. But at the same time, I don't get the hype, and I don't get the fascination with Caitlin Clark. I don't. She doesn't do anything special for me, man, when I watch her play. Now, Juju Watkins, on the other hand, I've seen her play once this year, and I actually mentioned it in one of my shorts on my page, on my YouTube channel. It's probably drowned out now from all the other shorts I've made since then. But I saw Juju Watkins play once this year, and yeah, she was doing her thing. I think she's a way better player than Caitlin Clark. I think she's more skilled, and I think she's more efficient than Caitlin Clark when it comes to play, or when it comes to her play on the court. So I don't think Juju Watkins is getting the hype that she deserves or warrants. But that's why I wanted to check out this video to see what Jason Whitlock has to say, and Steve Kim. And as you know, Jason Whitlock is a big hater when it comes to black athletes, especially black female athletes, and specifically black female basketball players. So let's check this out and see what Jason Whitlock is talking about.
There was a big game in Southern California yesterday. Juju Watkins taking women's basketball by storm. All kinds of celebrities at the game. I think UCLA is either ranked 2 or 3, and I think UCLA is ranked 3, and maybe USC was ranked number 4 in the country. Juju and the USC win in a blowout or relatively comfortably. They're going to win the Big Ten. I think Jaden Daniels was at the game. Myles Garrett was at the game. Leslie Jones at the game. John Legend at the game. Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller, Candace Parker, J.J. Redick, Jason Sudeikis, Steve Kim. How are you?
What's up with Jason Sudeikis and women's basketball? I guess he's a basketball fan, but that's just so random. But anyway, I did come across the game when UCLA played USC. I didn't really watch it, but I did see JJ Redick, Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller. They were at the game. And bringing that type of star power, bringing that type of star power to a game, especially a college basketball player. Now, I remember when players like Steph Curry had NBA players coming to his basketball, most notably LeBron James came to one of his NCAA basketball players. And I want to say there were some other players that came to see Steph Curry play. Because Steph Curry was doing his thing in college, man, if you don't know or don't remember. Or if I need to jog your memory, Steph Curry was the truth in college. But in regards to Juju Watkins, when you warrant this type of star power to come to your games, especially you being in college, you're doing something good and you're on the right track, man. And like I said, she's definitely doing her thing. She's definitely a draw. And I know there were a lot of people, maybe a record in attendance at that USC UCLA game, because not only is it a rivalry, it's featuring one of the best players in college basketball. Well, not just college basketball, in basketball right now, and that's Juju Watkins. So that's what's up, that people are coming out to support her and see her. And that just, you know what I'm saying, is a testimony to her star power, her draw, and her game overall. You know what I mean? She's an extremely good basketball player, man.
You not in the house last night for this incredible moment. And on a more serious note, I'm telling you, Juju's on track to be nearly as big a deal as Caitlin Clark. We're going to actually have a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson situation in women's basketball.
Jeez.
What?
Geez. We're starting off with the. Now, first of all, wasn't the game on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Right?
Now, you knew Fat Boy had to throw race in it at some point. Now, he didn't say anything crazy, but this is going to be the new Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Man, I hope Juju doesn't get caught up in that bullshit. Of course, the media is probably going to, you know what I'm saying, they're probably going to perpetuate that bullshit. But man, I hope Juju just stays focused, does her thing, and is not worried about no fucking Caitlin Clark or competing with Caitlin Clark in any shape or form, because she doesn't need to. Juju Watkins is better than Caitlin Clark, and she'll ultimately prove that in due time. So they don't need no fucking rivalry or anything like that.
Saying it last night. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so because I'll tell you how I know why. And the reason why I wasn't at Pauley Pavilion, the basketball dojo of Westwood, is I was watching the fight, the pay-per-view fight. And for all those celebrities, they missed a good main event from the Barclays Center. Okay, and so I'm at Coach JB's house, we're watching it. We actually did a post-fight stream.
Well, that's the thing, though, man. If there was a fight going on, a pay-per-view fight, a big fight, which Gervonta Davis is a big draw, and I think he fought somebody named Roach. But if on the same night there's a big fight and you have celebrities going to see Juju Watkins play because it's a big rivalry game and because she's playing in it, that says a lot about her and her draw, the type of money she can make for the WNBA and herself, and shit, just how good a player she is, man. Like I said, extremely good player, and people are taking notice of that. I just wish the mainstream media would talk about it more and hype her up more, because they don't for some reason. And let's keep it real, they don't, because she's black. All that hype Caitlin Clark got, Caitlin Clark is the most overhyped basketball player ever. I'm not going to say overrated, but she's definitely overhyped. The most overhyped basketball player ever, male or female, is Caitlin Clark, man. And yeah, man, I don't understand why. Well, like I said, I understand. I don't understand what I do. It's because the young lady's black. But Caitlin Clark got all that hype and all that press and everything, and then you got a young lady playing the way she playing how she does and also winning, because Juju Watkins could be doing her thing as far as scoring and all that shit, and they could be losing. But they are winning at the same time. She's doing all this, you know what I'm saying, she's doing all this and winning in the process. So I think that she deserves more hype and more press, but we know why she doesn't get it. And we know why Caitlin Clark got it when she did.
On one of his TV screens, he switched over, and I didn't watch, but I glanced at the screen, and the Lady Trojans, okay, I'm just being honest here, the Lady Trojans were stomping on the Lady Bruins, and I said to myself, we're going to talk about this Monday on Fearless. I just know it. I just know it, and it came true. Now, okay, I guess
look at that crowd. Look at that crowd, Steve. Look at that crowd. Oh, put the crowd back up. It was incredible.
Well, no, that's not a B-roll shot. That's not a B-roll shot of the Ed O'Bannon years. Really?
No.
I'm stunned. I am stunned.
Go ahead.
I did have an excuse. I have to, by trade, or one of my jobs, is still to watch professional prize fighting. Now, with that being said, for the LA metropolitan area, putting aside that it's a rivalry, to get that type of crowd, I will give the ladies and Juju Watkins credit. The crowd is what it is. Tip of the cap.
So, Steve, let me ask you, are you starting to see what I'm seeing in terms of Juju's going to be a big deal? And she's...
The nigga Jason Whitlock talking like he discovered her, or he's seeing something that, nigga, everybody can see that Juju Watkins is already a big deal, man. Coming out of high school, everybody knew that Juju Watkins was a hooper and was going to be successful in college, and even when she goes to the WNBA. This nigga Jason Whitlock talking like he done discovered something and he can see the future. Nigga, you see what everybody else sees and has been seeing, nigga. You ain't bringing nothing to light. Shut your ass up.
Just a sophomore. This team has a chance to make it to the Final Four. Look at this young lady. And I'm not saying this in any sort of sexual way. It's just a child. But that's an attractive young lady, easy to look at on the basketball court. She's not all tatted up. She looks feminine. Same deal as Caitlin Clark. This Juju versus Caitlin thing has a lot of potential, Steve. You got to see that.
First and foremost, man, whatever, but Juju Watkins is a nice looking young lady. But at the same time, man, she seemed like a good kid, man. Seems like she's not full of herself. She's having fun on the court. And she comes off as having a great attitude and disposition. So I hope she doesn't get caught up in this Caitlin Clark shit like he's trying to perpetuate right now. And of course the comparisons are going to be natural, and they're going to compare her to Caitlin Clark, man. But in my opinion, well, I've already said this. Juju Watkins is a way better player, way better basketball player than Caitlin Clark, man. The only thing people like Caitlin Clark for, yeah, she might throw a good pass here and there, yeah, whatever. But the only reason why people like Caitlin Clark is because she shoots the three and she can shoot it from far. That's the thing these days, male or female, just shooting the three. And depending on how far you can shoot it is how good you are. And they measure you on how good you are, on how far and how well you can shoot the three-pointer. Get the fuck out of here, man. I've seen Juju Watkins play. She's scoring in more ways than just shooting a three-pointer or a long three-pointer. So I really don't think there's a comparison to Caitlin Clark, but if you are going to compare her to Caitlin Clark, man, make it fair. And shut your ass up, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is bringing up like her not having tattoos and her being a nice-looking young lady, which all of that is true. But the reason why he's saying that is to spite other WNBA basketball players that are black. Let's keep it real, man. He's always talking shit about Angel Reese. He never talks shit or downs any white girls in the WNBA or any white athlete, period. No white boys or white girls. She doesn't down them at all. He doesn't down them at all. He doesn't attack them or talk crazy about them or anything. So he's really praising Juju Watkins out of spite for the other WNBA basketball players that he doesn't like and doesn't fuck with. I think, and that's just my opinion. I think that's where he's coming from with all these compliments and shit. Because, like I said, people have been known about Juju Watkins, and when she was coming out of high school, she already had an NIL deal, and you can't be trash or somebody that's not a big name if somebody's giving you an NIL deal. You have to be the truth and worth that money, and she definitely is. So, like I said, Jason Whitlock, you're not telling anybody anything new, man. Niggas knew Juju. People knew Juju Watkins was gonna be nice and gonna be successful in college, and like I said, definitely when she gets to the WNBA, because her game is more suited for the professional level. That's for sure.
I think, okay, I still live in LA, for better or worse. Now, is there great buzz over this, Jason? This is not a knock at you. I believe that you have more excitement and you're doing more to hype this up than any media member in LA. When I drive around...
He's absolutely right. And I'm glad he brought up that point, because I said that earlier. She's not getting the hype she should get or deserves. And for some reason, LA sports media is a big market. Or LA is a big market, and LA sports media is big. I don't know why they don't hype her up or give her more press or have her name out there more. So maybe Steve Kim can enlighten us.
City, and I still have a radio that I listen to. It's either 570 AM or 710 ESPN. The last month, I have not heard anything. And when it comes to basketball buzz in our fine city of the City of Angels, I hate to say it as a Laker fan in recess, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, JJ Redick, they are dominating the local headlines. That's the truth, Jason. The Lakers are coming on. Look out for them.
The Lakers have been dominating the headlines, you know. Regardless of what's going on anywhere, the Lakers are going to dominate the headlines. And that's all that the mainstream sports media talks about is LeBron James and the Lakers, and now Luka Doncic and the Lakers. So I agree with Steve Kim. You don't hear about her. And yes, the Lakers are always talked about, especially in LA sports media. But Juju Watkins definitely deserves more press and more recognition, man. And, you know, the Lakers are going to be here. They always talk about the Lakers. They can take some time. And even last year, the Lakers have always been the talk of the town, no matter in all sports media outlets, no matter the major ones, the mainstream, the low market or smaller ones, or just YouTubers, you know what I'm saying, that talk about basketball and report things. The Lakers are always being talked about. And Caitlin Clark still got her hype and her publicity and everything. So what is the issue with Juju Watkins not getting hers? I'm not saying that there's an issue, but it kind of is, man, when you think about it. Like, why isn't she talked about more? When this white girl was playing and really wasn't impressive. Yeah, she broke the scoring record and all that shit. But that's because she went to Iowa. Iowa was never expected to do anything. That's why it's bullshit that they went to the national championship 2 years in a row. And I pretty much, in my opinion, think that, like I said, the NCAA and referees conspired to get her there. But she went to Iowa. I was never expected to do anything, and she had the ultimate green light, and nobody else on that fucking team that she played with at Iowa could score or was going to score. So it was inevitable. If she didn't break the record, she was going to be up there in points, all-time points scored, regardless if she's number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. She was going to be, you know, in those ranks because of her situation.
Okay. Not gonna disagree with that, but still.
But yeah, just to put a bow on that, Juju Watkins definitely deserves more press and publicity, no matter if the Lakers are being talked about, because Caitlin Clark was getting her publicity just due, and hype when the Lakers were being talked about. So that's really not an excuse. It's really because she's black, bro. Let's just keep it real. She's a good kid too, so that's unfortunate. She's good on the court and she seems like a good kid, you know what I'm saying, off the court.
Here's what I think our disconnect is my gift is seeing what's gonna happen. I think your gift is evaluating what happened. And that's where, again, I'm telling you, this thing is on track.
Hey, y'all see Steve Kim's face when this nigga said that? He kind of got shitty, like, and then you see him kind of mumble under his breath. He was like, okay. He said something under his breath, like, you fat fuck, you don't tell me what I'm good at. Nigga, I'm good at seeing the past, present, and future. And Jason Whitlock, like he said, he acts like he's discovered something and he's making a claim that nobody's thought about or said. Man, shut up. You probably just the first to say it on mainstream media. But then everybody knew and knows that Juju Watkins is the truth. And Steve Kim like, nigga, fuck you, man. Fat, smug face ass, man.
Because college basketball doesn't have any momentum until March Madness. And I'm seeing the seeds being planted. And I'm seeing...
I say women's college basketball doesn't pick up real traction until March Madness, but men's college basketball is the shit the whole season, man. And like I said, I love college basketball, man, more than the NBA now. Like, back in the day, I loved them both the same. I've always loved college basketball. I love them both the same, and they're kind of one in the same, man. Because those great players in college basketball more than likely end up being great in the NBA. But yeah, men's college basketball is always relevant the whole season. Now, women's college basketball, and I said this earlier in this video, I don't really watch it until the NCAA tournament. So I agree with him there.
Like, oh my God, this thing is going to develop quicker than I thought. I thought it would be next year before Juju became a big deal. But if she takes this team to the Final Four, we're going to be right here at the 1st of April. Well, and it's like, holy cow, look at this.
Whitlock Stradamus, if the Lady Trojans make a run to the Final Four,
You see, he didn't like that comment. That's why he came back. Okay, Whitlock Stradamus, fuck out of here. He didn't like that motherfucking comment talking about some, my gift is seeing what's ahead. Yours is seeing what's happened. No, motherfucker, shut up. Let me try to tell nobody what they gift are, fat boy. Your gift needs to be a motherfucking treadmill and a goddamn, a treadmill, motherfucker.
I'll grant you this. There will be growing momentum and it will be a story. But what I would like to see, and we got to see the data, that was a very large, sizable crowd on Saturday. What are the non-UCLA USC games doing for the Lady Trojans? That's what I want to see. Rivalry games, even in this city, still matter. Here's the difference, and you know this. Every game, no matter who it was against, for the Iowa Hawkeyes, it could be a Tuesday night against Rutgers. That thing would be a big story. It'd be the hottest ticket in Iowa City. Do you really think that's the case in L.A. for Juju?
Yeah, that's because Caitlin Clark's a white girl. Let's keep it real, man. Let's call it what it is. Caitlin Clark was getting all that hype and press, no matter who they played, because she was a white girl, man. And she was somewhat good. And I'll say she was a great college basketball player. Whatever, man. I honestly don't think so, but let's just go with that. The reason why, no matter how good she played, whether she had played, well, I can't say that, but the reason why is because she is white and she was good. And they couldn't wait. They could not wait for a white girl to come around that's halfway decent and it was doing the stuff that she did. Overblown and overhyped. Caitlin Clark, most overhyped basketball player ever, male or female.
Watkins, right now.
Not yet. Steve,
okay,
you love music. Hold on, you love music.
Yeah,
you love
I like
music.
some music.
You love
I like
music.
some music. I like some music.
Well, you like Anita Baker. And so there was a time. There's a time that Anita Baker wasn't Anita Baker, but someone heard her singing in a local club and was like, "Man, she's gonna be something one day." And
Man, what the fuck?
Rock Hill, South Carolina, back before Hootie and the Blowfish were a big deal. And they would come through Rock Hill and they would play this club called The Money in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And anybody that saw Hootie and the Blowfish play at The Money was like,
Nigga, don't nobody give a fuck about no Hootie and the Blowfish. And your lame ass would know something about Hootie and the goddamn Blowfish. Shut your fat ass up. You look like a blowfish, my nigga. Look at this nigga, bro. Hold on. Let me get a better steal of this nigga.
man, one day they're going to be a big deal.
Does that nigga not look like a blowfish? Man, I swear to God, boy. Don't make me start Googling, man. But anyway, yeah, shut up, Jason Whitlock.
And the next thing you know, Crack Rearview Mirror came out and they became the biggest deal in the world. That's what I'm saying. It's like she's playing the local club circuit. They call it the Chitlin circuit right now. And everybody can see like, oh, she might be the next Whitney Houston. She might be the next Anita Baker. She might be the next Darius Rucker and Hootie and the Blowfish.
I will grant you this.
And that's what black entertainers have to do. Go through the Chitlin circuit to prove themselves. Something that their white counterparts don't have to do. So it makes sense. That's a good point, Jason Whitlock. But still, get the fuck out of here with that Hootie and the Blowfish shit, nigga. I can't relate, and neither can a lot of motherfuckers that look like you. I know they had a black dude in the group, but get the fuck out of here. And then again, man, Jason Whitlock swears or thinks that he's discovered something and he can see the future and see something that nobody else is seeing. Nigga, I said it before and I say it again. Everybody knew Juju Watkins was going to be the shit once she got to college. Coming out of high school, everybody knew about Juju Watkins, and everybody knew that Juju Watkins was going to do what she's doing now. And can't wait to see her in the WNBA. So shut up, Jason Whitlock. You ain't saying nothing profound, and you didn't discover shit. And you can't see the future like that. Shut up. That's it. Somebody like Juju Watkins, it's easy to make this claim.
Her look and her overall game. Now let's talk about her game. It's actually skillful and it's based on putting the ball in the hoop. No disrespect to Angel Reese, but she's a blue-collar Joakim Noah type, right? She gets a lot of rebounds. She has a grimy game, but it's not an elegant type of thing to look at. Aesthetically, it's not pleasing. Watkins, from what I've seen, is a much more natural and better foil to Caitlin Clark.
Man, they always find a way to bring up Angel Reese and take a shot at her. They know and understand. Angel Reese knows and understand. Angel Reese's teammates know and understand. Angel Reese's coaches know and understand. The general manager of the Chicago Sky understands. And whoever the president is understands that Angel Reese is not a player that's going to go out there and score a high volume of points, take a high volume of shots. She's not somebody who's going to go out there and make a difference scoring. Angel Reese is a very good defensive player, rebounder, glue girl, glue chick, whatever, and somebody that's the heart and soul and the backbone of a team. I just did a video about them talking about Angel Reese, and they were trying to go at her because, man, she got a steal, ripped a chick clean, took it down court, didn't fumble or lose the ball. Yeah, she should have laid it up, but so what? She didn't lay it up. She threw a nice pass back to one of her teammates, and one of her teammates scored. And they were trying to like take shots at her because she didn't make the layup, and they were talking shit about her basically. When she got a steal, she forced a turnover. She got a steal, which was a forced turnover. They capitalized on that by scoring, and she got an assist. So she created a turnover, a forced turnover, which gave her team an extra possession. They capitalized on that extra possession and scored, and she got an assist. So they should have picked a better clip to show if they were going to talk shit about Angel Reese and her game. And I guess I thought that she was going to miss the layup. Man, she ended up taking it down court, threw a good pass to her teammate, and they scored. So please shut the fuck up with this Angel Reese shit, man. Angel Reese is a good player. She's just as valuable as somebody can score with her defense and the energy she brings to the game. And that's why she's Angel Reese. That's why she's popular in her own right. And that's why she's a good player in her own right. She doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a scorer or high volume scorer to be a great basketball player. And perfect example and comparison, Dennis Rodman, great basketball player, but not in the sense of scoring and shit like, or his offensive skills. And yeah, I got Angel Reese fucked up, man. Angel Reese isn't bad in regards to her skills and shit. And as long as she's working on her game, she's gonna get better. But she has a nice. It's not like her jump shots ugly and all that shit. Yeah, she needs to work on her ball handling and shit like that. But she's not out there like just getting ripped or just fumbling and losing the ball. And if she does, she's not doing it more than anybody else. So man, get the fuck out of here with that trying to down Angel Reese shit, bro. That shit is lame as fuck. And I'm not, like I said before, I don't really care for Angel Reese. She's a nice looking young lady, but I don't think she's just super attractive like some people think or most people. And like I said, I never really cared for her. But yeah, I do recognize that she's a good player and that she's just as valuable to a team as somebody that can score for what she brings to the game. So please stop.
I will give her that. So I will kind of on the periphery keep track of the USC Lady Trojans going into the tournament. Now, look, I'm not going to be like you. I'm not going to fill out a women's bracket.
But I just wanted to stop there to say, Juju Watkins has game, man. She's a hooper, man. The only other chick, and you probably never heard of her, you probably have. The only other chick that I seen, because Juju Watkins kind of plays like a dude. I don't want to say that, but she plays like a dude as far as her game. She is a damn good basketball player, bro. The only other chick that I've seen like that, and that I've actually seen play with dudes and giving niggas the business, they weren't taking it easy on her, nothing like that. She's just a straight hooper, nigga. That's a chick named Shannon Bobbitt from New York City, nigga. I went to the University of Tennessee with her. She was playing for the Lady Vols at the time. I was playing for the Vols. And I got to know her. First time I ever met her or seen her, she was playing outside on the court with dudes, all dudes, killing their ass. And I'm not even exaggerating. Crossing them up. They can't guard her, can't rip her. She out there throwing dimes, scoring, and everything. So, only other player I've seen that can play like the way that Juju Watkins plays, and maybe there's others, but I haven't seen it. I don't know about it, is Shannon Bobbitt, man. If you don't know who Shannon Bobbitt is, look her up, man. And what's crazy, real quick, Shannon Bobbitt was on a tape I used to have back in the day, swear to God, called Ball Above All. She was featured on that tape. It wasn't a DVD. I had the tape, yeah. It was called Ball Above All, and it was just a mixtape of, amateur athletes, so to speak, or maybe athletes in college, but it was mostly just amateur athletes, and street ball people. She was featured on that, and I did not know. And it was crazy that years later, because this was in my early years of high school, maybe freshman, sophomore year. Years later, I end up meeting this chick and know this chick. And we were good friends. I haven't talked to her in a long time. Last time I talked to her was on the phone some years back. But that's crazy. I ended up meeting that chick and didn't really know it until after the fact. After I met her and talking to her, and then she told me that shit. I don't want to say she told me, or I forget how I discovered that. Oh, damn, that was you. But yeah, that shit was crazy, man. But yeah, Shannon Bobbitt, man. Shannon Bobbitt was the truth. And she won a national championship with the Lady Vols. She played with Candace Parker. And she played in the WNBA for a while for the LA Sparks and maybe another team.
I'm not going to do watch parties for round number one and call in sick. But again, I will monitor it on this internet.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. But yeah, man. Juju Watkins is definitely the best player in college basketball right now, and she's only a sophomore. She's definitely going to be good once she goes to the WNBA, and I think she deserves more hype and more publicity than what she gets. But it'll come, man, because she's gonna do good regardless, and it'll come. So that was a good conversation. I'm glad it didn't go too far left in regards to Jason Whitlock praising this young black lady. And I'm glad I probably talked more about Caitlin Clark than them, but I knew they were going to bring up Caitlin Clark at some point in comparison to Juju Watkins, which is natural. But I think Juju Watkins is better than Caitlin Clark, and we're going to see, you know what I'm saying, how her success ascends and climbs as we move forward. So that's all I got, man.